No One Likes Us Clothing is the clothing range designed by Millwall fans for Millwall fans. Caps, t-shirts, polos, they've got it all. Visit noonelikesus.co.uk for the full range. Or if you're in Bermondsey on a match day, why not have a pint in the Blue Anchor pub and pick up a Nolu polo shirt, Nolu clothing at www.noonelikesus.co.uk.
Hi, it's Mr. Bye for Now from Millwall Football Club, and you're listening to the world famous Achtung Millwall.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome to Achtung Millwall for this afternoon's championship fixture between the Lions and their visitors today, Steve Morrison's Cardiff City, containing, of course, ex-Lions Marlon Romeo and Shea Ojo. Nice warm afternoon for what has become not crucial. I think crucial is the wrong word. It's been a disappointing week for the Lions. It's an important fixture today for Gary Rowett. Speaking to News at Den, Lions News in the week said that he's got to find a solution to the Lions' problems. Defeat last week at home to Reading, of course, and then very disappointing loss up there at Turf Moor on Tuesday night. So he's made some changes for your starting 11 this afternoon. Got Bart in goal, the back line of the usual Sean Hutchinson, Jay Cooper, Murray Wallace. Jamie Shackleton moves into the right wing back position. Deadline day signing, Callum Styles is straight into the team in the left wing back position. So Shackleton and Styles either side of that back line. Midfield, Billy Mitchell returning to the side. Jules Saville, Zian Fleming up front, and Andreas Vogelsammer and Tom Bradshaw. So he has made changes. That deadline day signing has widespread approval. I've seen a few YouTube clips about Callum Styles. He looks like I can't go anywhere, being playing in the left wing back position today. Hopefully a very promising signing. We do need a win. Our front line needs goals. And we're up against the master of the dark arts, our very own Steve Morrison, of course. I'm mainly hoping we get through the afternoon without an FA inquiry, dear listeners. Lovely sunny afternoon. It's cloudy, but the sun is bursting through. Half the pitch in shadow. It looks like it's going to be Millwall to kick us off. No, it's going to be Cardiff that kick us off in a fetching all pink number, pale pink. Lions in their familiar dark blue and white. Millwall will, you'll be glad to hear, be attacking the away end in the first half, in accordance with the teachings of the Venerable Bede in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. There's your first wind-up for the afternoon, listeners. It's going to be Cardiff that kick us off, going towards the Cold Blow Lane end. And away we go. It's a reasonably full house in here this afternoon, listeners. Not a full house, there are seats around, but it's a good-sized crowd in for what has been a very flat week in Millwall season. Marlon Romeo earning the attention of the Den, listeners. Football is such a fickle business, isn't it? I mean, Marlon Romeo, Steve Morrison to some extent, both members of one of our promotion winning side in 2017, the triumph at Wembley. But the wheel turns, the big wheel keeps on turning, as the Creedence Clearwater Revival once sang, and now yesterday's heroes are today's villains. Rightly or wrongly, I'm not going to get into that with you, listen. I'm not going to talk about that. Cardiff sit 2 places above us. We're in 19th now, tumbling down, thanks to those 4 defeats that we've had since the opening day win over Stoke. It's all gone a bit Pete-Tong since then, one way and the other. Cardiff just 1 point and 2 places in the table above us. Styles clipped early on to the uproar of the Den. going to be an interesting afternoon to see how he performs. Morrison's talking to the fourth official down there, as is Rowett. I get a sense that when you have fireworks night, listeners, and you've got a whole stack of boxes of fireworks, that we've got a 5-year-old running around with one of those sparkler lighters, you know, pulled down the channel as Bradshaw does well to keep that in for a throw-in, actually. You can hear the applause. An early character assassination from the Docker stand, listeners. Just 5 minutes into the game, and his name is Mudd over there. Well, I hesitate to say it, but it's not a better start by Millwall so far tonight. More purposeful, ball into Styles. Bradshaw, all bouncing around. He's got muscled off there again by the 37. He's going to struggle against that 37, who was built like the proverbial brick outhouse, listeners, for Cardiff. 7 minutes, will he have a go? This is Romeo on the right side, ball across the box. To some derision as it went near. No one was in there. It wasn't a bad ball, but no one was in there. 7 minutes. I'm going to try and retain my reputation for impartiality, listeners. I shan't play the game of the mob. Sound of podcasts being turned off across the nation there. So Mill's record this season has not been exactly brilliant, has it, listeners? 19th in the table, 7 points from 7 games, 4 defeats from those opening 7. We've conceded 11 times and scored just 7 goals. Gary Rowett says he's disappointed, so are we all, but it's up to him to find a solution. So far, we're coming towards 9 minutes now, come towards the 10th minute. It's not been a bad start. We haven't exactly threatened anything as yet, but long way to go. Ball out wide right. This is Jamie Shackleton now. He couldn't quite control it, unfortunately, listeners. Another ball over the top for Tom Bradshaw to run onto. That's too long. The orange-clad goalkeeper takes it easy enough. Could easily pass himself off as a prisoner at Guantanamo Bay in that lurid orange kit. Fool his neighbours by, into thinking that he'd gone to Guantanamo and come home. I've treated myself to a drop of Bermondsey Spa water, listeners. Priory Falls, all the way from a place called Priory Falls. Harrogate, nicely chilled it is too, from behind the West Upper Bar. It's been a slightly scruffy start to the game by both sides, in fairness. This is the 36 down into the middle. There was a chance there. The 36 hooked the cross back from the right side. The oncoming forward headed it on a stretch and put it wide. Goal was at his mercy there, listeners, on 13 minutes. That's a chance for Cardiff. 25, put that wide. Mill get a break. Dodge a bullet. We've looked defensively fragile all season. That was a worrying sign there. Let's hope we can make that the first and last worrying sign of this afternoon. Styles, ball down the left side for Tom Bradshaw. What can he do? Breaking into the penalty area. Vogel Sama takes a little Dutch. Oh, it's wide by Fleming. Little touch from Vogel Sama, but Fleming just kind of curled it wide of the left post. 16 minutes. Mill's best move and best chance there. I thought Bradshaw may have taken the shot on. He was probably on a tight angle. The ball back found Vogelsam, who then passed it to Fleming, who curled it wide. Nice move, Millwall. Fleming now. Ball in is cleared. Floated in deep to Jake Cooper, still forwards. He's got Styles overlapping him. It's balls in. Handball, surely. Oh, Marlon Romeo touched it with his hand there, listeners. Referee doesn't give anything. 20 minutes. This is Styles now. Beats his man, beats Marlon Romeo's into the left side of the box. Ball back, almost into the path of Vogelsam, just a touch too heavy. 21 minutes, the line's starting to raise it a little bit. It's great to see. They're trying to work more chances in the last few minutes, coming to the first quarter of really physical on Marlon Romeo. That's great to see. The crowd love that. It's his vocal summer. Left-sided corner. Mill pressing forwards. Momentum, dear listeners. Momentum. The crucial 12th man of the team. It'll be Saville that takes down in front of us in block 1. It's deep towards Jake Cooper at the far post. It's back to Murray Wallace. He hooks it wide of the left post. 22 minutes. Ball drops now. This is Zian Fleming from distance, rather ambitious, but I do admire the boy's ambition, ladies and gentlemen. When he gets the chance, he wants to have a shot and he will take on outrageous opportunities, and I kind of like that. I think it appeals to my sense of the bohemian. I think that's the word I'm searching for, the bohemian. We see it. Cardiff doing this modern game management, knocking it around inside their own penalty area, taking their time. You kind of hate to see it, but it's the modern way, isn't it? The modern world. This is the modern world. This is Jill Saville now on the left. His pass wasn't good enough. 28 minutes. This is the balls for Tommy Blackmore, listeners. Posted on social media. It's got a good response around the den on the 28th minute as a tribute to Tommy Blackmore. Rest in peace. Nicely done by the Millwall fans there. Nothing official about that. That was just social media in memory of Tommy Blackmore. This is lovely little backheel there from Fleming into the path of Tom Bradshaw. The goalkeeper made it in time, unfortunately, but it was a lovely little idea. The boy is inventive. I really like the look of Zian Fleming, the Dutch master. Oh, that's an awful ball out from Barton into the 25. It's thankfully, I think we've made a better job of it, and there was a moment there where it almost threw on goal, but somehow it worked its way leftwards, and the Lions dodge another bullet. This boy Styles looks good, listeners. As an opening, debut, 32, 33 minutes. He's made his mark already. He looks like a Millwall player, like he's been here a long time. I think he's going to be a favourite too. I just noticed the Cardiff goalkeeper, number 1, is Ryan Alsop, another ex-Millwall name. As the ball skids across the face of the Millwall penalty area. As I was just pointing out that unimportant piece of trivia, the Cardiff player went close from the left side, firing across our right post there. That would have been unforgivable as a podcaster to have missed that whilst I was telling a really uninteresting piece of trivia that ex-Millwall reserve keeper Ryan Alsop is playing for Cardiff this afternoon. They've had a couple of opportunities in the course of the half. I think we've probably had the better of it, but they've not looked by no means out of it. They've not been particularly fluent in their passing, but it's more been when we've switched off defensively. Been a pretty common trait of the season, isn't it, listeners? 39 minutes on the stadium clock. This is Marlon Romeo, as you can almost certainly detect. This is Ojo now, 10 on the right. Pass the ball backwards and forwards across our area quite nicely. They've not been dangerous in front of goal as yet. They do keep possession. They've got it now on the left. Fleming can't do enough to stop it. Oh, that's hit the post from close. Wow, 40 minutes. Ball in from the left, skids across the 6-yard box. I think it was Ojo, number 10, got on the end of it and put it against the post. Thankfully, his finishing hasn't improved any, listeners. There's 2 bullets Millwall's dodged now. So yeah, it's been a lot better, but we're still not without fault. Very hard to see this at the moment. I know we've got a lot of gelling to do, a long season ahead of us, and long way to go and all the rest of it, but it's quite hard to see this Millwall side at the moment, based on what I've seen so far, as playoff contenders. I think we'd be doing well to finish mid-table, based on what we've seen so far. 1 minute added time. No longer called injury time, it's called added time, listeners. When did that change? Always has a smack of double entry bookkeeping about it, the expression added time rather than injury time. It's good old-fashioned football expression, injury time, but it's like the IT department have got hold of it somehow. There it is, half-time, Millwall 0, Cardiff. Better first half by Millwall, with the caveat, the huge caveat that we dodged bullets probably twice, certainly with the incident where they hit the post, Cardiff. There was a moment earlier on where the forward should have found the target, open goal, and put it wide left slightly. But overall, Millwall have not looked too bad. We've got some shots on goal. We've looked more industrious going forwards, and that's a big improvement on what we've seen recently. So there it is, at the break, Millwall 0, Cardiff City 0.
Achtung, Millwall.
Lions applauded back onto the pitch after a fairly decent half. I do feel that we dodged a couple of bullets, but overall that was not a bad performance. Just been looking through the internet. Kev says Nobby Styles looking good so far. Dan Poor says both wing backs have been good. Message from Doug in Stockholm, was actually in the ground. Big shout out to Doug from Stockholm of South Bermondsey this afternoon, who says better stuff. Both wing backs look comfortable on the ball with created chances, but their keeper hasn't had to make a good save yet. Nil Akon, says Doug. I do think it's that. Big half of football ahead of us. So it's going to be Millwall to kick us off in the second half, attacking the Coldblow Lane end, as per the Gospels written at Linda's Farm. Pre-Norman conquest England by the Venerable Bede, of course. Whacked that out in a flash. And probably went on to something like a pre-medieval equivalent of a Jackie Collins novel afterwards, something of that order. Away we go. Gentle breeze, flags fluttering on the Docker stand in the breeze. Quite a nice afternoon. Hutchinson's gone down before the free kick is being taken. He's going to get some attention from the Millwall medical team. Gives me a chance to mention the Bermondsey Blues Band, who are playing at the Coldblow Lane end, round by the bar area. It's quite nice. I haven't been round there before, that area. Got the German hot dog stand going there, the popcorn and the slush puppies. The bar out of the old bus. It's quite nice down there. It's nicely ordered. And the band were playing, the Bermondsey Blues Band, playing a nice vibe of kind of blues and rock classics. 9 Below Zero and Dr. Feelgood, but the name check that they gave me on their email. Do check them out if you're in the area. Want to have a drink at the Gregorian? They play at the Gregorian on Jamaica Road every first and third Sunday of each month. The Bermondsey Blues Band, nice sound, nice bunch of blokes, and more than happy to give them a bit of promotion. Looks like Hutchinson's leaving the game and Cresswell's coming in. Bargy. Romeo goes in on Bradshaw. He sees Styles, excuse me. There's a yellow card shown over there, I think. The crowd in uproar over there. Obviously anything that Romeo does today will be maximised. Marlon's character has been assessed by the Den. Comes towards the 59th minute, 60-minute looming. I imagine we're going to be into the substitution zone soon. I can see maybe Bradshaw coming out for Phobie, possibly. I doubt the likes of Fleming or the new boy. I wouldn't exchange Styles for Scott Malone, personally. Who knows the mind of Gary Rowett, though? It's a mysterious place. Cardiff coming down our left there. 29. He cuts inside. He's hit the post, shot across the goal, hit the post, listeners. Twice now Cardiff have hit the post. The 29 takes a deflection. Wow. My giddy arm. That's 3 bullets we've dodged now, listeners. This is going to be Tyler Bury coming in for Tom Bradshaw. Phobie for Vogelsammer. And Scott Malone, I imagine, is going to be for Saville. Surprises me. Looks like Styles is more central, Malone now on the left. This is the kind of insight you get on this show, listeners. Deep dive. We're going to get a whole load of stats together soon. Fury getting tugged back on the left side already. Ball into the middle. This is Styles. He's pulls the corner. Left-sided corner. 62 minutes. In it comes. Deep. Far post. 1-0 Millwall! Who was that? Cresswell! Mill leading 1-0. Straightforward header from the left-sided corner. Cresswell rises like a salmon leaping from the ocean. Do salmon leap from the ocean? I don't know, but anyway, that's what it was like. Headed straight back into the left side of the goal. 1-0 Millwall. 63 minutes. That's a lot more comfortable, listeners. I feel much more mentally settled now. I'm starting to get towards the point of, mental anguish. There goes Tyler Bury on the right side now. Nice little run. He picks the ball up, he runs with it, and he causes danger. Tyler Bury coming towards the halfway mark of the second half. Obviously, the goal has considerably settled some nerves around the den. Can't keep on dodging near misses, and Cardiff will feel themselves unlucky not to have got at least one of those goals in, but there it is. That's the business we're engaged in. The boy Styles looks accomplished on the left, and he looks accomplished in the centre, listeners. Really like the look of him. This is Cardiff coming down our left now, the 37, look with dangerous intent about his... Oh, that's a shot on target, pushed around by Bart. Nice save, Bart-Bielkowski for left-sided corner. Down low, hard shot to take. This is Shackleton now, finds Billy Mitch on the right side, 77 minutes. Trying to feed it in towards Afobe, that's just broken down sides. Back to Billy Mitch. They're doing a nice job of keeping possession, much better than what we saw in the week, or even last week, to be honest, against Reading. We've passed the ball with more speed and vim. It's going to be Tyler forces a throw-in over on the far side from where I'm looking. A couple of yards short of the left side corner flag. Very determined boy, Zion Fleming. Won a nice free kick there. He doesn't give up on loose balls. He's got the skills, but he's also got the determination. He looks like a very good buy. I know he's our record buy, but he's looking the part at the moment for me. It's going to be a free kick from Millwall, just on the centre circle. The Cardiff defence do clear it. It's going to come all the way back to Bart-Bielkowski. The bulky shape of Lurch is over in the lower Dockers stand, just trying to quell some of the impetus of the comment towards Marlon Romeo, I see. Like Tyrannosaurus Rex at the Jurassic World exhibition. Ball into the middle, looping up and away. Hopefully it's gone for a corner. In it comes. It's a deep one. Header on target into the very belly itself of Bart-Bielkowski. Cardiff player gone down injured. Little break in play, listeners. Loose balls. His Styles breaking forwards now. He's gone through the middle of the two, just deflected away at the end there by the number 6 for the Cardiff defender. There's a little moment where I thought he was going to jink his way right down the middle. Wouldn't that be a fairy tale, listeners? A Bermondsey fairy tale. Even darker than Hans Christian Andersen. Fan being invited to jump as per the classic situation a few years ago. I can't see him, so I'm going purely on my instinctive knowledge of a Millwall crowd, listeners. down the line. This is Benicophobe breaking in from the right side. What can he do? He's tuck and turn. There it is. It's 2-0. Lovely little goal, little free kick, little cheeky little free kick forwards. Benicophobe works the space, works the angle, dinks it in. It's 2-0. Game, set and match for Millwall, dear listeners. Wonderful goal, lovely goal. Bennett's first of the season. Oh, that's taken a weight off of my shoulders, listeners, I can tell you that much. Let's see it again, little dink down the side, down the right channel. Bennett collects, tucks inside, chips it over the goalkeeper. It's a really nicely taken goal. Benicophobe, dear listeners. Benicophobe. Irony, our ironies, listeners. I like that. Ball there, Cardiff not look great, listeners, in truth. I'll keep going on about these bullets that we've dodged. This ball through to Hayden, it's just nudged off at the depth of it there, but they've not looked brilliant. When we play at our best, we're not a bad side, let's put it that way. I don't think it's been an exhilarating performance this afternoon. It's a welcome one. Referee blew the whistle, ball put in the net by the oncoming Cardiff striker, but the whistle went some time before that. That's a consolation disallowed goal. You at least go home on the coach and say you did get the ball in the net, but it was disallowed. The mother disallowed it. You say stuff like that to each other on the coach. Yeah, they've not been great. We've looked better, a much better performance without being exhilarating as opposed to at half time. But we'll take it all day long. It's a welcome win. Nice goal by Bennett and some good debuts by, debut by Styles and good performances by the new boys, Fleming and of course Bury. We know about Bury anyway, don't we, when he came in. Hoof cleared by Honeyman. There's the final whistle. Good win for Millwall, welcome win. Cardiff will feel themselves unlucky, but who cares what they think. But overall, that was a very welcome raised performance by Millwall. There's still work to be done. There's a long way in the season to go. Some good signs in that window. Standout performance this afternoon for me, Callum Styles. Callum Styles, remember that name? He's one of our own. And now Mr. Byford gets on the old status quo. Dear listeners, that's 2-0 win for the Lions. We'll be back after these messages.
Achtung, Millwall.
Welcome back after the break. Joining me in the light of that very welcome 3 points is Mr. Graham Payne. Welcome to the show, Graham.
Hello, Nick. Pleased to be on.
We were just saying off there, mate, weren't we? It was a good win. A step in the right direction, Graham, do you think, overall?
It's got to be, isn't it? Yeah. You know, any win, I think, at this stage of what, you know, after the last few results, there's got to be a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, Rowett said in midweek that he was having to ring some changes, and he did, in fairness to him. I mean, the standout player for me across the whole afternoon was Callum Styles. They're making his debut for Mill in that left wing-back position, but also Shackleton playing on the right. I thought we looked rejuvenated across the whole side, really. I mean, I suppose the way I'd put it, I mean, I think I posted it at half time, Graham. It wasn't an exhilarating win, but it was a good win, and it was welcome in the circumstances. We certainly looked more cohesive. We were passing the ball better in across both halves, really, for me.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, I put in a group chat at half time that it was a much better first half than we've had probably all season, the first half performances.
Well, we weren't 2-0 down, mate, at the end of it.
No, that's it. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's normally after 15 minutes.
That was my judge. Get through to
Yeah.
half time with two,
Yeah.
not be 2-0 down, not have the brink of the beginnings of an FA inquiry on our hands. So
Yeah.
we got to half time reasonably well. We dodged a couple of bullets. I mean, this is what's bugging me slightly in terms of being a little bit restrained. It was a great result, so don't get me wrong, listeners. But there was a screamer of a chance. They had a break. I think they were going down the right, Graham, and the ball came into the middle, and their forward kind of got a header to it, but it just inched wide. I mean, the goal was open for him, and that was, you know, we've been defensively frail for the season, and that was just another example of that. If that had gone in, it might have felt a very different afternoon. It didn't, so you know, we moved on.
I think the first goal was always going to be very, very important today. Whoever got it.
Yes, it was.
If they'd have got it, you know, the crowd would have got, you know, uptight.
On the backs,
you know, Yeah.
I mean, as it was, they were on the backs of Marlon, some lum level Morrison, but I think he's a panto villain anyway. I don't think it quite touched him in the way that it clearly touched Marlon. We'll come back to that if we may. But just going back to the first half, there was that scream of a chance where Cardiff broke. We had plenty of the ball and we weren't looking bad, but we weren't really testing their goalkeeper, Graham. Some shots were on target, which is great to see. Lacked a bit of sting. There just wasn't any bite to our attack, was there?
There was one chance when Fleming was just on the edge of the box, and I thought he was going to curl it in, and he curled it wide.
Yeah, I remember
other than that. I can't think of any real clear-cut chances we had, and that their goalkeeper had to pull off any real saves in the first half.
I mean, there was another strange chance they had. I think Ojo was playing for Cardiff, obviously. Ojo.
I didn't even know he was out there until someone said,
checked.
That's Ojo. He was anonymous, wasn't he?
It was anonymous until that moment. I actually checked my match day pack that they email out to you, and I had a look and so it's Shea Ojo. So that came as some surprise because I kind of was half aware that he played for them, but he hasn't improved. Let's put it that way, listeners. Let's just leave him there, thankfully, because it kind of got bundled onto the post. So someone posted on I think it was Wall Art posted on Twitter that the new boy Styles had bundled it onto the post, which I missed. I mean, I was a long way from it, so Ojo was in attendance there. But so you know, we kind of escaped two moments where goals might have gone in on bad days, but 0-0 at half time. I still felt that we still had something to give, and we did press on in the second half. And you're right. I thought the first goal was always going to be crucial. When it came from the corner, Cresswell again is now our top scorer, apparently. 3 goals for the season, Charlie Cresswell. Which is, I don't know, speaks for the season, doesn't it? And that certainly was a comfort. And I mean, you know, normally a 1-goal lead feels a bit slender at the Den, Graham, but I thought today Cardiff weren't brilliant, although they did hit the post, didn't they, in the second half?
Yeah, I was going to say that there was that one where they hit the post, but no, I think they were a poor team, to be honest. If I'm honest, Cardiff, they didn't threaten at all really in the whole game. I mean, you know, you said them 2 scares in the first half in the post, but I don't recall Bart making any saves. I don't know if
no, he wasn't called into much action. That it was the striker seemed to be given a little bit of space on the edge of the penalty area and got a shot away, and it seemed to go in almost like slow motion time for me watching it, and it skimmed off the base of the post. So there it is, and we scored. I think shortly after that, I think we got the corner, and then it went in standard kind of big centre half header in from a left sided corner, wasn't it? And then that late finish, which I was really pleased to see Benik Afobe get amongst the goals. It was a nicely taken goal, actually.
Nice, he took it very well. Yeah, it was nice to see a forward finally get a goal, and especially I suppose he gets a lot of stick online. And
he's had stick, and he there was a long ball out from the. There's a free kick deep in our half, and I think it was just basically played down the channels. It wasn't long to go, seconds I think left in the game, and he did well to work the space and get the shot away. I thought that was nice to see, and let's hope it's the start of his start of his revival, so to speak. I mean, I've name checked Callum Styles already, Graham. I mean, otherwise, I think Fleming stood out for me. Do you like the boy? I think he's got a lot of talent.
Yeah,
personally.
I thought he was excellent in the first half. I thought he faded second half. Now, whether that's because he played in the week and he hasn't had many games, but second half, I thought he faded a bit. But you can tell there's ability there. There's definitely
absolutely
there. First time I've seen Fogelsammer. Yeah, I wasn't over impressed, if I'm honest. You know, he didn't do a lot, did he? Really? To me, I was expecting
willing. He was willing rather than brilliant, wasn't he today?
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I thought when the phobia came, he looked more switched on. So I'd expect him to, for him to be dropped. Well, maybe it's come as a bit of a shock to the system. So maybe that will liven him up next time around. I think based on what we saw this afternoon, if you got a phobia in that with that kind of form at the end of the game, you probably start him over Vogelsammer, really. I mean, Bradshaw's always going to be full of running, and I like him, but he's still searching for his first goal.
He doesn't get any chances, though, Nick, does he? Really?
No.
Can you remember a chance that you think, he should have scored there?
Well, this is the only thing. We've all come out of the game tonight happy, walking back along Ilderton Road. Everyone's buzzed, and it's all good stuff. But, you have to be realistic, listeners, because I think, as Graham's just said there, I mean, there weren't that many chances, really, the open chances. It was a good performance, but there wasn't much to really rave about, if you like. But 3 welcome points, nevertheless. It puts us back into the middle part of the table, although it is still early days for that. Listeners will not thank us, Graham, if we don't mention Marlon Romeo.
No,
I've had a couple of requests online already to get the show done early. I mean, I don't know, people don't realise how much editing goes into it. Get it done early, Nick, because they want to hear about Marlon Romeo. I mean, he was getting slaughtered through the game, but he was giving some back too, Graham. I mean, it doesn't do to tell tales out of school, but it was a two-way process. I think that's how I'm going to put it to the listeners. Anyone that wasn't there today, you're going to get the panto at the Den, and the panto villain responded in like kind. I think that's the way I want to put it, which drew a little bit of comment, didn't it?
To me, he made it 10 times worse than it could have been, really, because he got involved, and that was it. That lit the touch paper, especially in the second half. And I was in the East Lower, and he definitely got involved with the East Lower, and from then on, it was just that was it. He was the and
then they got a response. It's really a good idea to get involved with the East Lower, is it? I mean, let's be up front. It never really works for players that do respond to the crowd. Your best response is through your performance. I don't think he played very well today. In all honesty, I think if you leave all the emotion and the storyline out of it. I used to like Marlon Romeo. I thought he was a good player for us, but he didn't look as good a player today as the one that I remembered in his pomp. In
his pomp, the first season back under Harris in a championship when he was playing with Jed in front of him. That was his pomp.
We combined well with Jed, didn't he?
Yeah, and he sort of gone downhill. But there was also I didn't realise, but he got booked in the second half, just near where I sit. And apparently, he should have got. It was on the other side though. In the first half, he brought down.
He battered Styles, who we've name checked him a couple of times, but I think Styles' form. Styles has walked into the Den, and I think he's like an immediate love affair. I think people can see a Millwall player in Callum Styles. And maybe that's got inside Marlon's head, because once he was a hero, and now he's a zero at this compulsive theatre there where he used to hold court. And I think it got inside his head a little bit. He clattered Styles in the first half, and I can't remember what I said, but I thought he might have drawn a yellow for that. He couldn't have done, because he got another one in the second half. So
I was saying that he could easily have got sent off. Really,
his head had gone. I think that's the best players don't lose their head. They hurt you back, don't they, by their performance? And I think that's possibly what I would say if if I was to somehow strangely have a conversation with Marlon Romero, which I won't be. I don't know how that would happen, but if that were to happen. And then obviously at full time, he's as some have put it online, he's had a bit of a meltdown leaving the pitch. I'd switched off the recorder by then, listeners, so I couldn't comment. But yeah, he was helped off the pitch.
I see him being dragged off by the Cardiff backroom staff.
I think they got him out there before something. I mean, my only caveat to all of that, and it's pantomime time at the Den, isn't it? It's Christmas has come early. I think we were just saying off air, Graham. It was the thing that always, you feel like you're sitting on a bit of a tinderbox at times where something happens, which won't be to our benefit; it will be to our detriment. But I think we got away with it today. I haven't picked up on anything. I've seen nothing online. I didn't see anything in real time. I didn't hear anything, but I was on the other side for the second half, particularly. So I think we dodged a bullet. That may be the fourth bullet that we dodged of the afternoon. There we are. Long trip next week to Sunderland. I'm not going to be able to make that trip, listeners. I've got other things to do, which I will post about in the week. But it'd be nice to have a bit of a week off after a fairly hectic 7 days, Graham. Time to get a bit of take stock, the other thing again,
after Sunderland they've got QPR in the week.
Busy week to follow. The other thing we want to mention is Hutch's injury, which he pulled up the groin. I think I've read on Twitter just before we started.
He'll be out then. He's another one of the
Millwall the Millwall butchery list. Another
Bennett,
one down.
Leonard, and Hutchinson.
Shame. I thought he was playing well up until that point, but Cresswell did well when he came in. So
I think Hutch just holds the back together, better than.
Yeah, he brings an element of calmness. I think Cooper misses him when he's not there. But anyway, we'll see how long he's out for, and fingers crossed that he's not gone for too long, not unavailable for too long. There we are. Good day at the Den. 2-0 win. Let's leave it on that. My man. Who's your man of the match today, Graham? I know mine was.
I think it's got to be Callum Styles for me.
Yeah, I'd say I'd go with that too. And anyone
even when he went into midfield after they brought Malone on,
he's adaptable. Left wing back.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked good in centre midfield as well to me.
Yeah. So anyone that thinks otherwise, well, I have to disagree respectfully, because I think today was Callum Styles' day. Great debut. And really, that's the story that I want to leave this podcast on, because everything else is stuff and nonsense, really. Great day for Callum Styles and a good win for the Lions. So, huge thank you for taking time out your Saturday night, Graham. Thank you, mate.
No problem, Nick. Thanks for having me.
And thank you to you too, dear listeners. I posted. I'm away next weekend. I'm doing my half marathon hike next week. So anyway, I'll stick some details on sponsorships and whatnot in the week. So there won't be any show next week. I won't be able to do the Sunderland game, but I will be back for the QPR game. So till the next edition, let's leave it that way. Till the next edition, thank you for listening. Thank you for Graham. And Arrivederci Millwall. Bye for now.
Achtung, Millwall.
Jerry Scarlett here. Webb.Arrivederci listeners, enjoying a post-match pint. Well earned, I think. The pint, not sure about the points today. Good winning, of course. Very pleased with that. Gary Rowett said it was our best performance of the season. The bar's been pretty low, but maybe it was. I think on another day we could have been losing that game 2-0 in some respects. Cardiff hit the post twice. I think they did look pretty good all game. No glaring errors at the back, which was positive. I think we did look quite solid. Cardiff aren't a bad side. Credit to Steve Morrison. Got to say, he's with limited managerial experience, he's starting to build something there. They'll certainly, I think, do quite well this season. But enough about them, listeners. I think, I think it was destined for a bit of a 0-0 at one point in the second half. We had quite a lot of half chances. Fleming is quite trigger happy, but that's good to see, getting some shots somewhere towards the goal, not always on target, but we'll take that. And, Charlie Cresswell, our top goal scorer, maybe he'll get 20 goals this season. Who knows? Pops one away from a great cross from Scott Malone after just coming on, but the pair of them. And then Benicophobia, I mean, what can you say about him? He can't trap a bag of cement most of the time. But, and then he can do something quite magical like that, which was a fantastic second goal. Superb, a little dink on his left foot, and that was game over and 3 points to the Lions. Mid-table performances so far, up and down. We've heard that before, haven't we? Seems like a bit of a repeat at last season. But us Lions fans, as I said in my last voice note in the last podcast, lots of new signings. I think Styles, by the way, was excellent. Accidentally called him Harry Styles during the game. There's only one direction to the Millwall net. But I think he was excellent, and also the versatility to play extremely well at left wing back, then move into midfield where he was equally as good. The guy's only signed a couple of days ago. I thought he was man of the match. Shackleton as well, really improving. Really like the look of him today. But it's going to take some time for the new players to gel, get used to playing with each other. We've got a bit of an easier run of games now, so let's hope we can find that 11 that works, and hopefully we'll see better performances and more points on the board. We've got to be patient with Gary Rowett. I know it's been 3 years, but the amount of signings that we've had, he's clearly got a way that he wants to play, and these players should fit that. And I'm quite happy with what I've seen from the majority of the signings that we've had. Of course, we want to see more. We want to see us dominating games. But look, we're only a few games into the season. And I think, let's hope anyway, that's going to come. But let's stick with the Lions because, we could still see some very good things this season if things, can click. But yeah, 3 points in the bag today. Roll on Sunderland away. And then a couple of home games. So let's hope we get some more points on the board. Come on, you lads.
Hiya Nick, it's Angelo, mate. That's more like it, innit, mate? Fucking that was more like it, mate. Obviously, last time I called him, mate, I was going absolutely loopy about Honeyman, and I'm so pleased that the manager bloody saw it as well and took him out of that position. And the new players that come in, that's the way forward, mate. With Vogie, with Fleming. And obviously with Bradshaw up front, mate. Like playing the 3 up front as opposed to the 2 and the 10 is so much better, mate. Obviously Vogie and Fleming were okay today, but do you know something? That they need 4 to 6 weeks just to get used to the country, to the championship. So I'm not that fussed about them. Yeah, Vogie had a really good chance if he connects in the first half. So with them two, the foreign guys, I'm giving them 4 to 6 weeks before making a judgment on them. I'm happy to start them every week as well. I'm happy for them to start again. It was the new guy, Harry, I'm calling him, Mr. Styles. I thought Harry was fucking blinding, mate. He's got that little bit of quality, isn't he? On the ball, composure, a beautiful ball early on when he with that chance that creates that chance for Vogie. Very, very impressed, mate. Shackleton in Danny's position, much, much better. I thought that Shackleton, his performance today is by far greater than any performance from Danny Mack this season. So, he stays in, mate. He stays in. Bit worried about Hutch going off with an injury because I thought he was having a great game, mate. Really thought he was having a great game. It's really funny. There was all the guys behind me like slagging off Malone. He comes on, makes an assist. Then they're slagging off Afobe. He comes on and takes his goal so well. At the end of the day, these guys. Sometimes I get on Malone's back, but there are players. Just got to support them, get behind them, and obviously support the team. But do you know what? We've had a tough 3 away games. Yeah, in my eyes. If he sticks with his system, sticks with his 3 up front, our season starts today, mate. I'm trying to forget all this shit that's happened before. The season starts today. Let's stick with his system. Let's stick with these players. Very happy, mate. I'm very happy. going home with a smile on my face. So, and Billy Mitchell, mate. Do you know what? In the 94th minute, he makes this run across the middle of the pitch as if it was the 2nd minute, mate. That guy, right? Honestly, I think he does so much donkey work that nobody sees. I thought he was great today, mate. I thought he was great today. He was close to my man of the match. I'm going to give it to Harry, Mr. Styles, just because I loved his composure on the ball and I'm excited about him, yeah. So, great stuff. So, all good, mate. On to Sunderland next Saturday. Come on, you Lions.
Hello, Nick. Matt Richards here. Just driving back from the game. Well, how good is it to listen to the dulcet tones of Francis Rossi and Rick Parfitt, really pleased with that. I mean, bloody hell, we needed it. It's just good for confidence. I thought we played really well first half. I thought we probably played in a way better the first half than the second half, really. But we took our chances in the second half, I guess, and subs all made a difference. You know, it's great. Good for Scott Malone. Coming on as a sub and then getting the assist, and Cresswell and really happy for Afobe. I mean, only Afobe would try that audacious kind of Panenka type finish. I mean, if he had missed that, Christ almighty, if it had gone over the bar, can you imagine? But anyway, great to see, just get a win, 2-0, clean sheet. We should be beating Cardiff home because they weren't a great side. They had a few decent players. The number 25 was causing us a few problems in the first half, and the 37 who came on, he looked like Pele. He was like cutting through us and looked really dangerous. But aside from that, I don't think they did too much to us. I thought players wise, Fleming was. He was the best player in the first half. Anyway, he's trying stuff. He's got good vision. It's just not quite coming off for him. He's trying shots. I like to see that. He's trying passes which nobody else is kind of trying, almost like Jed-esque, if that's a word. But he's trying it, and you think it will come off at some point. So that's good to see. He tired in the second half. Perhaps Honeyman should have come on before that, really. But Bogasama did all right. He tried hard, just the ball didn't fall for him. Styles, he looks he's a player. He's 22. When you compare him, to like Danny Mack, and Danny Mack, he's just going through a bad patch at the moment. He's a good player, but he's got a bit more class, or he seems at the first game anyway. And he played really well. Probably if I had to choose a man of the match, I'd probably have to go for him. He started well into midfield when we went to 4-3-3 in the second half as well. Yeah, and the rest of the team, Tyler came on, did well. That's what he can do. He frightens defences. So, yeah, all round a good performance. We'll take that. That's just what the doctor ordered. Shame, but obviously, it looks like Hutch has got a bit of a dodgy. Looks like a groin injury, could be out for a while. So yeah, good to see. And obviously, we had the pantomime of Marlon there. I mean, what's it? 5 minutes in, he clatters into Styles. I mean, bloody hell, I think we're taking bets that he's going to be sent off after he got the card. But anyway, that's all over now, and onwards and upwards to Sunderland next week. So happy days. Come on, you Lions.
Always nice to get back to winning ways, especially after the run that Millwall have been on. I think 3 back-to-back losses and obviously that draw as well, 4 without a win. And you feel like the tide is potentially starting to turn against Rowett, but he claws it back. That's 3 wins from 4 at home now. Never really in doubt. I know Cardiff hit the post twice, but they were relatively against the run of play, but didn't have too many saves to make. He made one of note that I can remember. But yeah, a good performance, pretty solid, but against a side that are probably quite poor. Cardiff are an odd one because they look like they've got some good players in their team. I really like Romain Sawyers. Rinamota's quite a good player, but they just don't really do anything, do they? They don't really threaten, and you can see why they're struggling to get goals and not really winning any games. You wonder if Steve Morrison over there can turn it around, and he wouldn't have enjoyed his trip back to the Den. His first trip, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, for Millwall, it was a good performance. I mean, Charlie Cresswell getting another goal from a corner, you take it. You'd like to see us scoring more goals, not from set pieces, but obviously if Afobe gets that one, first of the season for him, and a well-worked goal, lovely finish as well. So nice to get one from open play as well. Callum Styles was really good, really good. I think he's going to be an excellent addition. I'm surprised actually in his post-match Rowett said that he's probably going to be more of a midfield player. I think as a left wing back, he's definitely an upgrade on what we've got. Malone did all right coming off the bench, and I think that's not a bad option to have as Malone is an impact sort of sub, where he's getting on a bit now. Maybe the tank's getting a bit more empty, but Styles was excellent. He really run Romeo ragged for the 90 minutes. Really, I think Romeo was lucky not to get sent off. I mean, a couple of challenges where he could have picked up a couple of yellows, but I think the ref was a bit understanding of what he was going through kind of on the day and cut him a bit of slack. But no, Styles really good. Shackleton really good on the right as well. I think I mentioned on the pod last week with Nick that wing backs are very important if we're going to play like this, and we've not had any thrust from them so far. And today, as you saw, two good wing backs playing really well and giving us that forward momentum. I think it's a matter of time before Fleming gets a goal, probably Vogelslammer as well. Vogelslammer, I should say. Probably a matter of time before he gets a goal. And yeah, it's a good turnaround. Obviously, I think it's a bit too early to be writing off the doubts, but a win's a win. We're good at home. We're solid at home. We don't concede many. So I think it will be a matter of consistency now for Millwall. It will be a matter of building on this performance, getting back to being solid, getting back to scoring goals, really. I mean, we haven't really threatened. We didn't create loads today. I mean, we looked a little bit better, but still not loads of chances being created, which is what you need to see if we're going to improve. I think away to Sunderland next week will be a tough game, but again, a winnable one. We really need performances on the road now. I think performances on the road, whether it's draws that are well earned or a win every now and then, I think is what will change the mood at the Den. But 3 points, a good Saturday in the pubs. That's what you want from Millwall. That's what you want from going to watch football. So come on, you Lions.
Well, I've left it a couple of hours before I decided to voice note. After Millwall's strange 2-0 win against Cardiff earlier on. I thought it was more of the same. Without really playing well, we've managed to win. And I don't necessarily think we would have won if Sean Hutchinson hadn't got injured. But a win is a win. And it's a much needed win. But the defensive frailty was still there. I thought we could have easily gone in at half time, maybe 1 if not 2-0 down, but we come out second half and we were a lot better, and we score on a set piece. And I kind of agree with Steve Morrison to a point, who's made these comments about saying the game changed on a set piece, and yes it did. It was lucky that the set piece come when Charlie Creswell, who is our best attacking defender in the box, our top goal scorer, Charlie Creswell, now with 3, all scored at the Den, all scored, I think, down the Colborough Lane end. Someone's going to correct me if that's wrong, but I generally think he scored all his goals down the Colborough Lane end. We're not very good. Like, we do, defensively, we're awful, but we somehow managed to win 2-0 today, by the grace of God. I think they hit the post twice, and I think they also might have had one cleared off the line, or it definitely flashed past the post. I can't remember, but I thought they had sort of 2 or 3 really good chances or half chances that smashed the post. But it's good to see Benekophobia get a goal. The finish itself is very good. I think it was a mistake from one of the Cardiff centre-backs that allowed him in, but the finish itself was good. Not sure about the celebration, but we'll pass over that. And then we get to the main event. Marlon Romeo, who decided to have a really weird reaction to the Den. I'm sure he must have thought, like, he couldn't have not known that was what he was going to get. Calling the Slower wankers probably wasn't the smartest thing I've seen online. I didn't see it myself because I sit at the other side of the ground, that he was in tears and being led away by a Cardiff coaching staff or whatever. But I mean, I think that helped. I thought that kept us as a crowd interested and involved in the game. I like the look of the new boy, Callum Styles. I think he's very, very good. I don't necessarily agree with Gary Rowett's comments after the game that he said he needed to change the wing backs. I didn't think that was what was wrong. I think for me the thing that the change and what helped us again was the introduction of Tyler Bury. Just because of his direct running and the angles that he creates and the fact he can carry the ball with pace and all these things that he does that we don't have with other players, and it drives me mad. Yes, he's raw. Yes, he's defensively lazy, but he's an athlete, and that allows us to build things going forward. But all in all, a 2-0 win, a much needed win, a better performance that normally would be on the lukewarm side of tepid, but they've got the 3 points and we go on. But we still have so much work to do, and hopefully now it can be the turn of a corner and the season can actually start. But my concerns are still there. Let's see what we do over the next 3 or 4 games. But a win's a win. Yeah, it's nice to not have lost. It's nice not to have had a draw, and nice to get one of our strikers to actually score a goal. So positives, and we'll go from there next week. Come on, you Lions.
Hi Nick, John Rankin just calling in with the post-match reports after the victory at the Den against Cardiff. Very interesting game that, and we were all really heartened with Gary Rowett's selection. Some of us in the CBL were discussing whether it was a 5-2-1-2 or even a 4 at the back, and the team sheet published by Millwall indicated that they played 4 at the back. But I think we reverted to the 5. Callum Styles had a wonderful game. Very, very good player indeed. Very impressed with him. Didn't sort of treat the ball as a hot potato, but came and made himself available to be passed to in very tight circumstances. Jamie Shackleton acquitted himself very well at right back, and the defence looked pretty solid. I thought the first half was excellent. However, Cardiff did create 1 or 2 chances. There was a glaring miss, and it was frustrating that we didn't put all that pressure get a goal from all that pressure. And inevitably Cardiff, came back towards the end of the first half, and it could have gone either way before the break. So a good first half. Second half saw Sean Hutchinson injured very early on, and Charlie Cresswell came on, together with Scott Malone, who supplied a cross, which Cresswell rose beautifully and headed into the net, the Coldblow Lane end, and the Den absolutely erupted. I thought Cardiff had quite a lot of the ball in the second half, and we all felt a bit nervy actually. Millwall is not a team that likes to retain the ball, let's put it like that. And I have to say, we were resorting to, I don't want to rain on anyone's parade here, but we were resorting to high and hopeful balls punted up to Benicophobe from Bart. So we're still looking to really click in the midfield, I think, although it was a much better performance. ZM Fleming played well in the first half, faded a bit in the second. I think Vogelslemmer, there's definitely a very, very useful player there, but I think he's got to sort of settle into the side a little bit and learn how everyone else plays. He was kind of a bit adrift at some points, not putting himself in the right position to run the channels as Millwall like to do down the right and left hand side. However, I've got to say, I've always been an advocate of Benicophobe in all my match reports. I've always spoken highly of him, And what a goal from Benicophobe. Absolute class. He made it himself. It was just a hopeful punt down the channel. He headed it on into his own path and then turned the defender inside out and slotted it into the net. An absolutely beautiful goal. And that sealed it, really. So, a great day at the Den. It was unfortunate that Marlon Romeo rose to the inevitable barracking that he was going to receive. But, you know, what I have to say is this. If the issues that were raised at the Den today give you problems, then I suggest you go and support AFC Bournemouth. Come on, you Lions. Bye for now.
Matt Webb here, first time calling in after the result of Cardiff nil, Millwall 2, or Millwall 2, Cardiff nil. On the positive, it's a win, 3 points, which is good. It stops the run. Personally, I think it is just on papered over the cracks. We still lack attacking threat, and the sooner that gets resolved, the better. Yes, Bennett scored, which I'm really happy about. I've let the proverbial monkey off his back, but once again, we have got attacking threat and no one to guide the team forward. The backroom staff needs to be looked into and look to go forward as opposed to going backwards. But we move ahead. We go to Sunderland next week and hopefully get another 3 points. Man of the match today is a toss-up between either Billy Mitchell or Jamie Shackleton. I think Shackleton played absolutely immense at that right wing-back role. And we played... I think he was phenomenal, and I think he will challenge Danny McNamara for that position. In fact, he's better. From a personal point of view, Billy Mitchell in the middle was superb. Absolutely run that midfield really well. But once again, we've lost another player in Hutchinson, so fingers crossed it's just a strain, not a tear, and hopefully it's just a couple of weeks if we've lost him. All right, move on to Sunderland, up the lines.
Achtung, Millwall.
No One Likes Us Clothing is the clothing range designed by Millwall fans for Millwall fans. Caps, t-shirts, polos, they've got it all. Visit noonelikes.us.co.uk for the full range. Or if you're in Bermondsey on a match day, why not have a pint in the Blue Anchor pub and pick up a Nolu polo shirt, Nolu clothing at www.noonelikes.us.co.uk.